And here we are in the lab again. And welcome to Larry's Electronics Lab, where we do microcontroller projects day in and day out. Yeah. So this video is about the PIC32 MZ microcontroller made by Microchip and how to get USB in it so that you can transfer data back and forth as small a footprint and as easily as possible. So I think I have a very good way to do that, and I want to share it with you, and that's what this video is about. Okay, so the way this came about was that I'm developing a microcontroller project called MainBrain, and you probably will see it on the YouTube channel where this video is. And I needed to. I think everybody that develops a microcontroller project wants to be able to send data from the PC into the device without having the microchip uh, programmer, so that you could like sell it or distribute it, or other people can use it without programming the microcontroller with the PIC kit or whatever programmer you use. And so you want to be able to just plug in the USB and transfer data or control it or do whatever. Update firmware, that's a big one. And so, and you want it to be just that easy, just plug and play, right? So that's what I was shooting for. And it was hard at first. I mean, because Microchip in the old days offered some code, like in 2013, some of their example code worked, and I looked at it. And so I incorporated some of that in my code, but then I changed it and added stuff so that it could do the Microsoft WinUSB driver. And that's an advantage too, because you don't have to do any kernel mode programming. There's no chance of it just jamming up a whole system and causing problems because your driver crashed. And it's built into Windows, so you don't have to download anything. And it once you plug, as soon as you plug in the USB, it enumerates, and Windows puts in your device in the device manager under Universal Serial Bus Devices, and it'll show up as MainBrain MZ, but you can change the name of it in the firmware. And so I have a website which there'll be links, and I'll show you uh, where you can download the MPLAB X project files, and you can download the firmware. And you can download the firmware code, C code, and you can download the little Windows test app, all right there on the website, free of charge. It's under the Apache license agreement, so be familiar with that. Um, what else? I think that's it. So let's start taking a closer look at how it works. Okay, so here we are in USB device viewer. You can get it from Microsoft if you're not already familiar with it. It's free. Just do a search. I'll try to get a link up somewhere for that sometime. My website is being built as we go, so things will be added sometimes every day, sometimes every week, but it grows. And so here's a list of my USB devices on my machine right here. So if I plug in my hardware, my microcontroller, then you see a WinUSB device pop up here, and we'll just click on that. So this is how it enumerates. So it's a high speed capable or higher. It's an interface class defined device. So this is a vendor ID. This, if you use this vendor ID, it's free. It's a somebody, I'm not sure when or who, but they bought a bunch of USB vendor IDs, and so they made this one available for everybody to use for their projects. But if you can if you get a GitHub account set up, and you have, I don't know what all the requirements are, but I know you have to have a schematic and a project, some code and stuff, and then you can request your own vendor ID, and I think it's for free if you meet all their requirements. Okay, and then the manufacturer, that's my website. Uh, if you go antimatter.me, you will see the support documentation for my MainBrain project. So then you got the product and the serial number here, uh, and you can change that in the source code for whatever you want, and all this stuff you can change in the source code. And so it comes down here, and this is a normal enumeration. And so then it comes down, it gets, it doesn't show the Microsoft stuff. But once it finishes, then it loads the Microsoft stuff. So that's one way you can see if you're enumerating properly or not. If you have any problems, you can use this USB viewer. Okay, so if we go to Device Manager, you will see under Universal Serial Bus Devices. All right, so now you don't see anything other than my box LED thing. So I'll plug in the USB, and we come back down here, and there it is. So that's MainBrain MZ, and you can see details about it. Don't say too much about it, but you can see different things here. But that's the way it shows up in the Device Manager. All right, close that. So then this is our Windows app. So when you start it up, you see that this is the GUID that it finds. Now you can have multiple ones, but this shows up, so you just press any key to connect. All right, so it says MainBrain is connected. So you can go to utilities, and there's only one thing, so you can test your connection. You just double click on that. And so it's what it did. It sent a byte to the device, to the firmware, and the firmware sends one back, and it matched what it was supposed to. So you successfully transferred data both ways, and you're ready to build onto this with your own code. All right. Okay, so if we go to my website, you will see this. And then if you want the USB code, you can come over here. And now this lists the actual code, but you can also download it right here by clicking on the MPLab X project. And then it'll download a small zip file, and it'll have all the folders that you should need to just pop it into MPLab X, and you can build it or edit it or whatever. And then you can do the Windows Test app the same way. It comes already compiled. You just save it, and you can just run it right away. All right, and that's pretty much it for the USB. This is the code. So this is the first part of the file, is the main program to set up your microcontroller to work, function. and get the clock squared away for the 48 and get the USB configured. Let's see. All right. And so then this is the USB code. It's the actual USB code itself. All right. So this is all the code that makes the USB work. And that's all in the project files that you can download. All right. Okay, so it is actually that simple. So that should be everything that you need to do it. You can download it, play with it, modify it. Just remember it's under the Apache licensing agreement, and you're good to go. It should save a lot of time and hassle to be able to just plug and play like that. So remember, Larry's Electronics Lab, come check us out for other microcontroller projects.